I think this whole notion of Revdi culture was just hypocrisy at best, or misguided, even worse than that. Because what has the union government taken a cabinet decision 2-3 days ago to give free rations for another 3 months to some 80 million people, So, no, more than that. How many million people?
I think it covers close to 100, I think. Because it...
80 crore people.
Crore, yes. 800 million.
Yeah, 800 million people, right? So, you can't say, well, it's one rule for you, one rule for me, but that's what this union government does all the time. So, that's a debate not worth having. I would say that there is a debate to be had about the nature of subsidies or costless, programs. And that can be a nuanced debate that can go on for a couple of hours, but it's not aided by random, sloganeering and kind of hypocritical behavior. So that we'll just leave that debate. It's not worth having. At the level of regulation versus wealth and all, I said again, sometimes it just worries me that we have all these meaningless kind of statistics that seem to fill us with pride. How does it affect us if the second richest man is Indian or not? How does it affect your life? How does it affect my life? How does it affect the life of 99.99999% of the 1.4 billion or so people in India? For that matter, when somebody said, we have become the 5th largest economy. So what does it matter to me? I worry about the average person's quality of life, whether they get drinking water, whether they have a roof over their head, whether they have proper clothes, whether they get access to education. So, this kind of searching for a slogan or a feel-good kind of stat is meaningless, and I don't want to engage in that stuff. At a different level, I think a former colleague of mine at one of my banks put it best. He says, you go and look at the richest people in any society, in any economy, in any country. Look at what fields they're in. And if they're in things like software or innovation or whatever, there's a high likelihood that that is an open market. And they have come through competition or, kind of being the best or whatever it is. And if you find them in highly regulated sectors, like oil or telecoms, energy, or, these kinds of things, then that is the definition of crony capitalism. And therefore, he says, if you find people, the distinction between like an open market and a kind of, insider dealing. He says, in the open market, the companies specialize at different things. They are specialists in some internet application. They are specialists in some retail model. They're specialists in X. They're specialists in Y. Whereas in crony capitalist countries, all the rich people are specialists in what's called government arbitrage. Right? Basically, you know how to make the government work for you. Right?